All right, this is what I'm in. Got on my shorts and my sneaks, and we are about to get on out the door. All right, y'all. I am started my walk. It's nice and cool out here. It says 67, but it feels cooler than that. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna get build up some temperature or something, because it's kind of chilly. But yeah, so I'm just gonna walk and talk with you guys. Got my bottle of alkaline water, and gonna try not to dox myself too bad. Show y'all exactly where I live. That wouldn't be good at all. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna try to do better today. That's my focus. I'm not trying to focus on tomorrow. I am hovering about 20 pounds from my goal weight. I lost 10 of those pounds already before my last cruise, and 10 pounds before my last cruise, which leaves me at 20 pounds from my goal weight. There's only one time since I had my surgery that I actually fell beneath my goal weight, and I didn't like how I looked. That was where the doctors want me to be. It's too small for me. 56 years old, and if you're naturally tiny, then that's cool. But I'm not naturally a big person. You know, size 7 is pretty much where I was in high school, but that's because I was very athletic and a lot more cut. So the objective is to, because I actually got down, when I was at my goal weight, I was in a size 6. So I'm like in an 8 now. And I'm trying to not focus on sizes per se, but that kind of gives me an idea of where I am. I could do a size 6 in some things. It'll be a little snug and probably a little uncomfortable. But for me to be totally comfortable at my goal weight, it will come out to be a size 6, and the 6 will fit very comfortably for me. I naturally have a smaller bottom half by the legs, not the butt, but my top half has always been kind of broad, because again, I was always very athletic, especially when I was bodybuilding. My legs were very chiseled, and my top half wasn't as chiseled, but you could clearly see I was athletic. So what I want to do is get back to not just weight and size, but when I take my clothes off, because I don't want, the way that I gauge how well I'm doing for myself is how I look without clothes on, because that's just the raw truth. I do still have an apron from all of the weight loss. I did, when I hit my goal weight, I'd lost just over 100 pounds. So to get back to that, I am, like I said, I gotta get the 20 pounds off, and that'll put me right back at the just over 100 pound weight loss. So is that the goal? No, that's not the goal either. Again, the goal is, if I get to my goal weight, goal size, when I take my clothes off, will I like what I see? So that makes the objective to be, when I get to my goal weight and goal size, the focus is, have I done enough with muscle tone, with developing my actual definition? Have I strengthened myself? So at my goal weight, goal size, in order for me to be happy with what I see, I have to do strength training, stretching and toning, because you have to elongate your muscles to prepare them to build. So that is the part that I'm not doing right now. But I need to get on it, because I don't want to lose these next 20 pounds and then I'm struggling with saggy skin. I'm going to have that regardless because of the, how large I was initially. But I can minimize the amount of it if I do what I'm supposed to do, which is, some cardio. But I have to actually, get my squats in. I gotta work on my glutes. I have to focus on defining the muscle. Defining the muscle is actually going to sculpt my body so that I keep pulling my glasses up, because these glasses are like super dark, so the screen itself is like super dark. It looks like the camera's not on. But I have to sculpt my body so that when the weight is coming off, it's not just visible that I've lost the weight, but it's visible that I'm actually putting in the work. So nobody wants to be in the bathing suit with flab. So I got work to do on my arms. I got work to do on my midsection. I got work to do on my inner thigh. My glutes and my calves I'm not so much worried about, because those are the areas that kind of take care of themselves as I'm doing what I'm doing. You know how some people, when they lose weight in a certain portion of their body naturally, like super fast, or they gain it in that area super fast? My glutes and my calves are the two areas that just kind of, they doing what they want to do. But the areas that need special attention are my arms, up underneath my upper arm, and my inner thigh, and not even my hamstrings and stuff, because again, as I'm exercising and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, my hamstrings, my calf muscles, my glutes, all of those just kind of fall in line and say, oh, that's what we doing. Okay, let me get on board. So I'm pretty excited. I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time, because today I am making the conscious decision to do it. In other words, when I have to drive into the office and I have long days, I have to commit that I can't do it at work, because I don't want to be funky at work, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely has to be, no matter what, either super early in the morning, or it has to be when I come home. I'm kind of thinking, because I get up at 5:30 already, I'm kind of thinking about getting up at 5 or even 4:45 and just getting it done. Because I figure if I get up and get it done before I get out and get to driving and working and doing what I'm doing, I don't have any excuses about being tired. And what I could also do is after I go ahead and whatever. So it's either I'm not going to walk outside, because to me, I think that's not really smart, because my husband won't be able to walk with me. So if I do anything, I'm going to need to, either get on a treadmill, get on the bike, or find me a video, Juice and Toya or somebody, and target a particular zone and just do it. So I can say for 30 minutes in the morning. So if I get up at 4:45, I have a 15-minute period where I can just maybe sit and just chill out or whatever before I have to actually get up and start getting ready for work. That sounds good to me, but it also sounds like I'm gonna be tired, but maybe not, because I am gonna be, or I have already started reincorporating, but we'll be doing it more regularly. My chlorophyll, my B12 drops. I already make sure that I take my meds every day. Oh my God, you guys, look at this. It's beautiful. Beautiful, isn't it? It's so pretty out here this morning, y'all. It's so pretty. When I get around to the other side, I'm gonna show y'all the lake and everything. Again, I'm gonna try not to dox myself. So, but anyway, shoot, I forgot to look and see what the gate code was, because you have to put in a code. Weird, but you have to put in a code to get out the gate. I understand getting in the gate, but to get out the gate is crazy to me. So either way, either that or I have to punch in the code on my phone for the big gate where the cars come through to open. So usually by the time we get around there, somebody's coming in or going out anyway, and I can just run real quick and get through there. But, so yeah, so the objective is to and y'all, I'm not walking super fast. I am walking at a quick pace, but when I walk, I don't walk super fast because I don't see the point. I'm not trying to speed walk. I'm just trying to walk. But yeah, so I'm my chlorophyll, my B12 drops, making sure I get my meds, making sure I stay hydrated. And this is good too, because what I found out is that since I've installed my filtration system under my sink, the water tastes amazing. And even though it's not alkaline water, it does have the filtration system does eliminate impurities and contaminants and stuff. So I feel really good about drinking it. So probably when I'm at home, I'll drink that, and then I'll save my alkaline water for when I'm not at home. And I say that because it'll help with the amount of money I spend on buying alkaline water. Because we were to the point where before the system went in, if it wasn't alkaline water, bottled alkaline water, then we weren't drinking it. I should have put something on my lips, because even though the wind is not blowing hard, it is dry in my mouth. But yeah, so making sure I get my supplements, making sure, spiderweb. I saw that way back there. I'm glad I did, because I don't do critters, y'all. Y'all know I barely do outside. Making sure I get my supplements and making sure that I take my meds, make sure I stay hydrated. And then what I decided about the food was I already know what meals. Y'all forgive me, my bra strap is falling down for some reason. Hold on. The girls are making a run. What I decided about the food was I already know what meals equate to the proper caloric number. I already know what schedule I'm supposed to be eating on. I already know what snacks I can have. I know basically what my day should look like without me having to hard code it on a piece of paper or in an app or something like that. Because for me, pretty much sticking with 10 to 12 meals, different meals, sticking with probably about 20 different snacks, knowing, say for example, I'm eating 2 ounces of protein with a half a cup of starch, like whether it's potatoes, rice, whatever, and eating. Now this is given that I can actually eat it down, because sometimes these portions, a half a cup of rice, 2 ounces of protein, and a cup of vegetables, sometimes I can't eat it all. So I probably would end up doing my 2 ounces of protein short, doing a quarter cup of the rice, and doing probably a quarter cup of the vegetables before I have to step back and decide if that's enough. Because again, it depends on if I stick to my, I'm sorry if I'm not pointing the camera right, it depends on if I stick to my schedule. Because sometimes what happens is, especially when I have to go into work, there are so many distractions that I can miss snack time, wind up taking lunch later. There's a lot of different things, and I hope y'all can hear me because now the wind is blowing. There are a lot of different things that can factor into if I'm able to eat my meals for the day. Because it used to be, before I had my surgery, if I didn't eat breakfast, that, sorry, the wind is picking up, hold on. I don't know if y'all can see my hair, it's all flowy. Okay, we're not done yet. Okay, good, a car is coming, so I can run out the exit. I don't know if I'm able to get up there. Let's see, y'all. Let's see if I can get over to the exit. Is any other cars coming? Nope. I'm running, y'all. She got a little jog on. I don't want the gate to close because I can't hold it open. I'm running. Hold on. Ooh, don't close. Ooh, don't close. Ah, it's starting to close, y'all. It's starting to close. Woo! I made it through the gate. I made it through the gate, y'all. Oh, and then it came back open. I could have just stood there. Ugh. Okay. Oh, okay. So, check out the beautiful lake. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me turn the camera around. Beautiful is. Isn't that gorgeous? They do got alligators and crocodiles and snakes and all that stuff. Okay, so like I was saying, good morning. I'm sorry? Oh. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying was, before I had my surgery, if I missed breakfast, then I would be so hungry that the next time, or whenever I decided to eat, I would gorge because I was so hungry. The difference is now it doesn't matter when I eat. If I skip a meal or something happens and I don't get a chance to eat, by the time I actually get a chance, and I'm hoping y'all can hear me. Hold on, because the wind is picking up for some reason. I think it's because I'm over by the lake. That's nuts. It's not blowing when I shoot this way. But anyway, the difference is when I don't care like how many meals I skip or what is going on. When I get ready to eat, I literally can only eat what I eat. I mean, there's no, because I didn't have breakfast and now I got to get food. That's it. That's it. So I have to be careful because even though I might feel like I'm starving, and that's the one thing they don't tell you when you have, when you're planning to have a surgery, is that there's a few things that your body does, and to me, it's a little confusing because I don't understand why that's the reaction. So the first thing is when a person who's had any type of, weight loss surgery, when you eat and I'm thinking how to say this. If you have the mentality from prior, before your surgery, that you gorge, you eat way more than what you're supposed to. And I don't know if the camera was right or what, but you eat way more than you're supposed to. Your body, your stomach or your pouch does not signal being full right away. What happens is you're supposed to portion your food according to what the amount that you know that you're supposed to eat. When you're supposed to eat slowly. When you eat half of it, you're supposed to sit back and allow your food to settle. I'll tell you why that's important. I have eaten and just wasn't thinking about it, and just ate, straight through my meal and didn't do the half, sit back, let my food settle or whatever. And by the time I finished or I ate to the point where I realized I was full, because again, as a bariatric patient, there is no indication right away when you're full. When I do that, now my stomach hurts. I'm uncomfortable. I feel like I need to get rid of it because I'm too full. The purpose of eating half and then sitting back and allow your food to settle is because it gives your body time enough to realize where your needle is. If you're half full, if you're already full, if you're content and that's where you want to be, if you're too full, that's giving your body your food enough time to settle helps you to prevent overeating. It prevents getting sick and feeling uncomfortable, and because I'm gonna tell you, the kind of pain you experience when you've eaten too much at that point is miserable. And sometimes it can take an hour before you're not feeling like that. So that's the one thing. You're supposed to portion your food according to what your bariatric nutritionist told you. You're supposed to eat slow, and you're supposed to eat somewhere around half and sit back and wait for your food to settle before you continue eating. The other part of that is you're not supposed to eat and drink at the same time. because it gives your body the false impression that you have room for more food, because the fluids push the food through your pouch quicker than it's supposed to. So you're not supposed to eat. You're not supposed to eat and drink at the same time. You're supposed to wait. If you have something to drink, you wait 30 minutes. If you ate, you're supposed to wait 30 minutes before you drink something. There's a lot of rules and there's a lot of reasons why, and everybody can follow it. I had my I had my 11-year surgiversary this year. So I'm an 11-year post-op bariatric patient as of this year. So I've been living this life for 11 years. And when I tell you the lessons learned, the mistakes made, the pain experience, the discomfort experience, the I told you so to myself and from other people, it's no fun. But you would hope that once you learn the lessons, that you continue practicing what you learned and get better. The other thing is, the reason it's important for you to portion your food and to be on a schedule is because as a bariatric patient, your body doesn't signal when you're hungry. My bariatric nutritionist told me that, and I was like, that's crazy. Like, you ain't got nothing on your stomach and your body don't know that you ain't got nothing on your stomach. Like, how is that even possible? Right? It's true. You're not supposed to skip meals, because when you decide to have this surgery, you become vitamin deficient if you're not already. You are supposed to be on a high protein, low carb diet, because again, as a bariatric patient, part of our intestines are disconnected. Part of our stomach that, processes food, or part of your digestive system that processes food to make you diabetic, or allows you to be diabetic if you are, that stuff is not connected anymore. So your body uses the nutrients that you take in differently. So when I was working with my wellness coach, and I don't disagree with her, I just think that as a bariatric patient, that system didn't work for me. I actually gained weight and I was in tears. I was like, this is something wrong, because what I'm doing, exercising and all this stuff, I should not be gaining weight. And when I told her that, we had to readjust. And the reason is, she's a firm believer, and again, I don't disagree with her, but for someone who has a full digestive system intact, that carbs should be a huge part of your source of energy. As a bariatric patient, we cannot have that, because our body cannot break down carbs the way it used to. The other thing is, because of the fact that you are vitamin deficient, you have to have extra protein, because otherwise you start to experience muscle breakdown. You can't move around, you can't exercise, you're very, very weak. And I went through that. Because the weight came off so fast. I was weak. I mean, even to the point where I could hardly sleep. You feel what I'm saying? My body was just going through it. So for a bariatric patient, you have to have a high protein, low carb, or mid carb. I would say low carb for me. Mid carb for somebody else who can maybe they're exercising more than me. But if you're a sedentary or a person who don't really move as much as you should, taking in a lot of carbs is not a good idea, because all your body's going to do is store that as fat, and now you're going to be mad. So basically, low carb, high protein, making sure that I get all of my nutrients, and taking my supplements and all that kind of stuff is what you need to do. So That's the other thing. Your body does it stops telling you when it's hungry. So if you're on a schedule and you stick to your snacks and your meals and all that sort of thing, you kind of got your caloric intake figured out based on the type of meals that you take in on a regular basis, because some people do the same thing day in and day out, and if that's what works for them, that's cool. But it's a way to not have to count calories, because you already know what the nutrients are in your meals, because you're eating them every day. But when you are on a schedule and you're actually eating the way that you're supposed to, you don't have to rely on knowing when you're hungry, because your body gets trained and your metabolism gets trained to behave a certain way, because you're taking in so many nutrients at different times during the day, and you automatically are feeding your muscles, you're feeding your body, you're getting the nutrients that you need, and it's a no-brainer. It's automatic. And that's what a person who's a bariatric patient, that's what they need, because there are so many different signals that are crossed, or so many signals that are just they're not hitting anymore, and you have to retrain your brain to feed your body. You have to retrain your brain to take care of yourself differently. So I said all of that to say that 11 years ago, September 18th, I made the decision to have bariatric surgery because I was 252 pounds. I was sick. I was on 15 different medications and getting sicker every day. Hypertensive, which I still am, but it's getting better. I was diabetic, which I am no longer. Cholesterol was high. I started 2011. 2010, I think it was. I started my plant-based journey because I was trying to heal myself, and I was tired of going to the doctor and them telling me that something else was wrong. Arthritis in my hips, feet, hands, back, diagnosed with sacroiliac joint syndrome, bursitis, facet joint syndrome, myofascial syndrome, degenerative nerve and joint disease. It just kept getting worse. It just kept getting worse. I am moving around so much better today than I was back then. And the crazy thing is, some days I honestly didn't realize how bad off I was, because if I took my meds and did what I was supposed to do, those days were great. They were great. Camera all in my face. Those days were great. Hold on. But yeah, if I, like I said, as long as I was doing what I was supposed to do as far as pumping all the medication into my body the way that I was supposed to, I was good. I really was. I could move around, do what I was supposed to do. But baby, if I missed a dose of medication, y'all forgive me, I'm going into a lit area. But if I missed a dosage, it was not pretty. It was not pretty. But I'm back from my walk. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rest by checking my email. And I'm going to throw a load in first. Check my email. And just do some other things. And I'll be back with y'all.
If you're not already a member of the Fetch fam, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download that app, scan my QR code, and get to scanning those receipts. You might as well take advantage of it. You're already spending the money. The receipts translates into points, the points translates into cash, and you can redeem that cash via store card or cash card, or you can donate to charity. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but we don't do so without saying, love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.